More U.S. veterans have committed suicide in the last decade than died in the entire Vietnam War.
At least one veteran commits suicide every hour.
It's 3 times as many veterans have died than at Pearl Harbor. It's staggering.
The numbers are real. The people are real. They're not just statistics. They're not just numbers. They're names. They've been my friends,
Our friends.
all of our friends. And it's a huge loss. In fact, it could have been me. As a first responder, I dealt with it. Didn't realize it. And at the last minute, when I was at the very end, I handed my gun to a friend. It was that changed my life. I'm not a number. I'm a name.
I'm not a number, I'm a name.
I'm not a number, I'm a name.
I am not a number, I am a name.
I'm not a number, I am a name, and you are not alone.
Get help and reach out, and we are loving my veterans.
No man left behind.
I'm Shauna Morin with Behind the Service podcast, a wife of an OIF combat veteran, witness of suicidal attempts, and have also had suicidal thoughts in my lifetime. We come here to let you know you are worthy. There are so many more people out there who care about you and cherish you than you will ever know. 5 million combat veterans were interviewed from post 9/11, and most of those came back with PTSD. My husband being one of them. When you have your child in your arms and a husband with a gun in his hand, your life changes. We chose to put him first. We chose to find mental health help because that is what we need. And with this Prevents Holistic Task Force, we have so much potential now to help these men and women. If you or anyone you know feels like they're going to harm themselves, please don't hesitate to call someone.
Every day there are veterans who feel as though their life doesn't matter. They've gotten to a point where they believe that taking their own life is their only option. But we're here to tell you that there are other options, and your life absolutely does matter.
Veterans, we've long shouldered the burdens of war. From that burden, many of us have suffered under the devastating effects of both TBI and PTSD. As someone who has attempted suicide and battles constantly with suicidal ideation, I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. When we fought overseas, we relied on our fellow soldiers to make it through. It was not a weakness to rely on the help of others then, and it is not a weakness to rely on others in the battle for your mental health now.
We as Americans have a responsibility to end this epidemic, and it is an epidemic. If you or someone you love is struggling with suicidal thoughts, please reach out to a friend or a family member or contact the Veterans Crisis Line at 1-800-273-8255.
Hey y'all, Carrie Jeter here with Freedom Sisters. I am a 12-year Army veteran, and I'm so thankful that Prevents is looking at a holistic approach to help combat suicide in our veteran community. I just wanted to give a quick encouraging word here, really, because the only thing that saved me was the grace of God. And as a spiritual person, and maybe it doesn't align with you, and maybe you need to hear this today. Maybe you don't know this, but one of the greatest prophets in the Bible even wanted God to take his life. He prayed a suicidal prayer, but God had better plans for him. And what I connect really well with Elijah is because he did some pretty remarkable things that the rest of the community wasn't doing. And I akin that to veterans as well. But then as you read more about him in 1 Kings, you realize that he is also pretty sarcastic. And I love the humor and the sarcasm and the banter in our veteran community as well. But when he wanted his life to end, God didn't do that. He sent him ravens to feed him. So you might be on hard times and need a helping hand. That's okay. And then he sent an unlikely friend, a widow and her son, to this prophet. Now here's the thing. You may not think that there's any point in going on, but because of my tenacity and because of my trust in God, he had greater plans for me. And I know he has greater plans for you too. So hang in there, reach out to a friend. We love you.
All right. I have lost almost as many friends to suicide as I have in combat. Some days are more of a struggle for me than others, but not a day goes by that I don't, in some way think of those people I've lost, not only in combat, but especially to suicide. These are my brothers in arms, and we're losing 22 of them a day to suicide alone. I believe we can stop this. With God's help and mercy, we can turn this around. And my friends and families have names. They're not numbers. And we need your help, America. When my brothers in arms and I were called upon, we were part of the solution. And so all I'm asking you to do is wherever you can, and at your level, everyone can make a little bit of a difference. And I'm asking you to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.